Tama ba si Presidente na dapat walang i-veto?
I'm not sure, Ses, what version he's looking at.
Okay.
But among us budget analysts and observers, we are already identifying major red flags, even with the House GAB, General Appropriations Bill, that Congress passed on Monday. First and foremost, I think we should all watch out for the 243 billion peso unprogrammed appropriation. So I think this is really the bone of contention right now. Congress has seemingly become addicted to unprogrammed appropriations since this ballooned in the 2022 budget, and they can't wean themselves off of this unprogrammed appropriations. It has become sort of a slush fund, if you think of it, a secondary budget, and the problem is this unprogrammed appropriations is so huge, and it's a lump sum fund. And it's up to, in fact, Congress has kind of given up part of its power of the purse to the executive, because right now in the House GAB, it's a fine detail, but there's a sneaky provision that they inserted that will allow the budget secretary to approve all of these releases from the unprogrammed appropriations. And this is a new innovation in the 2026 budget so far that has not been included in previous budgets. So we should actually study this very carefully, because this empowers essentially the executive through the DBM secretary to play around with all of these unprogrammed appropriations.
Malacanang defended this 2 days ago by saying that that will be used, parang contingency fund yun para sa mga kung may masalanta, may bagyo, may earthquake, etc.
Well, the thing is, Says, there's already a contingent fund in the program appropriations. So in other words, if they really want to allocate more funds for contingencies such as earthquakes or typhoons, etc., then they only need to beef up this contingent fund. There's no reason at all to put such a huge fund for unprogrammed appropriations for the purpose of addressing these calamities. And if you think of it, it's actually harder to access funds from the unprogrammed appropriations. Kasi emergency nga di ba? You want a quick release or quick disbursement of these funds. But traditionally, historically, there are very strict revenue conditions by which you can access or authorize releases from the unprogrammed appropriations. Kung merong mga new revenue sources, as well as extra revenues, more than what they had anticipated for the year, for the fiscal year. And also, kapag merong mga loans for foreign assisted projects. Those are the only 3 conditions. Pero for the 2025 budget, nagsingit nga sila ng another sneaky provision that allows a cash sweep. For the 2024 budget, they inserted a provision that allows for a cash sweep of GOCCs. Kaya inamin ni Mika Swansing, di ba, na nakapag-release ng Pondo for Flood Control from unprogrammed funds. Yung isang release for 2024 is 107 billion. Suspiciously, that's also the same amount that they got from PDIC, which is the Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, na inamin na nagbigay na sila ng 107 billion as well. So parang if you connect the dots, parang essentially kumuha sila ng pera from PDIC, supposed to insure depositors' money.
So anong ibig sabihin nun? Walang pambayad sakaling, depositors need to be covered. Let's just say in the event a bank fails.
Well, the BSP Governor Eli Remolona has assured the public that there will be no bank runs. However, this is very bad practice in the sense that dapat hindi mo pinaglalaroan yung pera ng PDIC for flood control. We have to verify this pa kasi nga, they're not being transparent. Pero there's a very huge chance na yung 107 billion from PDIC ginamit for flood control as based dun sa statement ni Mika Swansing. So that's a really, really big red flag. And I think it should be the subject of a Supreme Court case.